Have you ever felt like your thoughts are sprinting faster than you can catch them? Like 100 voices are speaking at once inside your mind, leaving no room to simply breathe? In this moment, I want to invite you into a different space, a quieter one, a space where silence is not just the absence of noise, but the beginning of clarity. In this video, we'll uncover why silence matters more than you think and how it can become your greatest ally in a world that never seems to stop talking. By the time we finish, you'll not only understand why stillness is powerful, but you'll also know how to make it part of your daily rhythm, unlocking strength, balance, and direction you didn't know you had. Remember this: silence is not empty. It's a canvas, waiting to show you answers that can only appear when everything else falls away. So settle in, take one slow, intentional breath with me, and prepare to see how saying less can open the door to so much more. And before we dive in, if these messages bring you hope, peace, or even just a small reminder that you're not alone, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little light today. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Where in the world are you listening from? What time is it right now? And what are you doing as you listen? Or just say, "Hi, Evie. Your words mean more than you know. They remind me why I keep showing up here. So thank you for being present, for choosing this space. You matter." Now, let's begin. What makes the world feel so unbearably noisy? Everywhere you turn, screens flash with breaking news, notifications buzz in your pocket, and voices compete for your attention. It's like standing in the middle of a crowded train station where everyone is shouting at once. The constant stream of updates and demands leaves us restless, anxious, and drained, our minds pulled in a dozen directions at once. And in the middle of that chaos, something precious gets lost. We lose touch with our own thoughts, our deepest values, the quiet compass that points us toward what truly matters. Instead of living with intention, we get swept into the endless current of distraction. But here's the hidden truth. That very noise, the relentless flood of alerts, tasks, and chatter, can actually serve as a signal. Every time you feel that rising overwhelm, every time your heart whispers, "Enough," it's your mind sending out a flare, a call to pause, to step back, to breathe. Recognizing that signal is the first step to reclaiming your peace. Beyond the storm of noise, there is always a shore of stillness waiting for you. Why do we chase connection so desperately, yet shrink back from silence? In our modern lives, friends, family, colleagues, they're all just one click away. And the fear of missing out whispers that if we unplug, even for a moment, we'll fall behind. So we fill every pause with sound, scrolling, replying, refreshing, keeping our minds endlessly busy. But here's the paradox. True connection doesn't begin out there. It begins within. Silence is not loneliness. It is the doorway to self-awareness. When you allow yourself to simply sit with your own heartbeat, to listen to the quiet rhythm of your breath, you start to hear something deeper, the soft whispers of your intuition. At first, silence feels uncomfortable, almost like standing in a dark room. But stay long enough, and your eyes adjust. You realize that solitude isn't emptiness. It's light, spacious, and alive. It's in that stillness that you recharge, discover clarity, and prepare yourself to connect more authentically with the world around you. Imagine closing the door on the world's noise. No buzzing phones, no urgent voices, just you and the sound of your own breath. In that space, silence becomes more than quiet. It becomes a refuge. A sanctuary where you can finally hear your own thoughts without judgment, where worries float to the surface and dissolve like ripples in a still pond. Returning to this sanctuary is like dipping into a cool pool on the hottest summer day, refreshing, cleansing, and renewing. Each time you step into silence, you strengthen your ability to face life's storms with composure. You carry that calm back into the noise, like a shield that keeps you grounded when everything else is rushing forward. This sanctuary isn't somewhere far away, it's always within reach. All it takes is the choice to pause, to enter the quiet room inside yourself, and to trust that silence will hold you steady. Stillness is more than rest. It's a mirror. When the world goes quiet, your inner patterns come into focus. You notice the worries that circle endlessly, the expectations you've been carrying, the values that guide you or weigh you down. Silence reflects it all back to you, not to judge, but to reveal. In this reflection, awareness begins. And awareness is powerful. It's the key that unlocks change. Instead of moving through life on autopilot, repeating the same reactions, you begin to choose, consciously, intentionally. One silent pause can reveal why you keep saying yes when you want to say no, or why the same fears return again and again. Like a lamp switched on in a dark room, stillness illuminates the unseen. And once you see, you can no longer pretend not to know. That clarity is the root of transformation, guiding you to become more present, more deliberate, and more aligned with the person you truly want to be. Silence isn't just a concept, it's a practice. And there are simple ways to weave it into your life. Meditation is one. By focusing on your breath, a gentle mantra, or the rise and fall of your chest, you train your mind to notice distractions without being swept away. Even 5 minutes can shift your whole day, strengthening the muscle of attention that keeps you steady amid chaos. Deep breathing is another. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a heartbeat, then exhale through your mouth, releasing tension like steam escaping a kettle. 3 breaths, just 3, can calm your nervous system and anchor you in the present moment. And then there's the power of a quiet space, a corner of your home, a favorite spot in nature, a chair by the window, set aside as your personal refuge. Add a candle, a plant, or simply a cushion, and let it signal to your mind, this is where I return to stillness. Over time, this space becomes sacred, a retreat you carry with you, even when the world outside grows loud. Here's the beautiful truth. Silence doesn't need hours to transform you. Even brief pauses scattered through the day can shift everything. Before a meal, take a moment to breathe in gratitude for the food before you. While waiting in line, close your eyes for a heartbeat and notice the rhythm of your breath. On a walk, pause to feel the breeze touch your skin. These moments may seem tiny, almost invisible, but like drops of water filling a jar, they add up. Each pause resets your nervous system, loosens stress, and reconnects you with what matters. Instead of a day that feels like one long blur, silence breaks it into pieces of presence. And when presence becomes your rhythm, even the busiest life begins to feel spacious, grounded, and alive. When life feels overwhelming, silence works like clearing fog from a windshield. Problems that once seemed massive shrink into something you can see with fresh eyes. In the quiet, options appear that noise had hidden. You can weigh them calmly, without panic, and trust the choice that resonates most with your values. Noise multiplies doubt. Silence simplifies. By quieting the mental chatter, you escape the trap of overthinking and step into clarity. And each time you act from that clear place, you strengthen trust in your own judgment. That trust builds confidence, not the loud kind that shouts, but the steady kind that holds firm. With every silent pause, you remind yourself, I can handle this. I know my path. Soon, decisions feel less like battles and more like conversations with your inner compass. And with clarity guiding you, confidence becomes the natural result. Silence is not the destination, it's the journey. Each pause is like stepping onto uncharted ground, exploring the landscapes of your own heart and mind. At first, you may find shadows, old fears, restless thoughts, buried emotions. But with curiosity, those shadows give way to treasures, creativity, courage, compassion. In silence, you become both the explorer and the mapmaker, charting new territory within yourself. And choosing silence is more than exploration. It's self-care. It's saying to yourself, I matter enough to rest. I matter enough to pause. Protecting your inner peace is as vital as feeding your body or sleeping at night. These moments of stillness cost nothing, yet they restore everything. Distractions will always try to pull you away. But each time you gently return, like guiding a child back home, you strengthen your ability to remain centered. Over time, silence stops being a luxury. It becomes a lifeline. Now you've seen how silence can shift everything, from easing stress to sharpening your decisions to awakening your truest self. But knowledge alone isn't enough. Transformation begins with practice. So, start small. Maybe it's 3 deep breaths before breakfast. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk after work. Without your phone, just you and the sound of your steps. Choose one simple ritual and honor it consistently. Notice how those quiet moments begin to expand, bringing clarity where there was confusion, calm where there was chaos, and confidence where there was doubt. Remember, silence isn't an escape from life. It's the space that makes life more vivid, more intentional, more aligned with who you truly are. Each pause is a doorway, each breath an invitation. And your true strength, the kind that doesn't fade when the world grows loud, awaits in those still moments. So today, give yourself permission to be quiet, to listen, to discover. Because silence is not weakness. Silence is your superpower.